All right. Live on YouTube. Just want Ando to make sure Ando knows. Ando, I'm live on YouTube. Just for you. Live on YouTube just for Ando. Maybe we'll throw this over to the old Facebook to Facebook. There we go. Daily DVR. It's going to take about 20 minutes for this to open. Oh, I don't need this mic now because I forgot I'm live on the old YouTube. So I'm going in through the KSS here. Um, Here we go. There we go. This is exciting YouTube stuff. I'm live on YouTube making my NFL Week 4 picks. All right. Julio. All right. I'm going to make my picks. This is a special presentation of Around the Couch. And I am going to start the podcast in approximately 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the same old Around the Couch with Axel by himself. Welcome back. Welcome back to Around the Couch. My name is Axel. I'm all alone. I've got I wouldn't call it a Scully cap. It's like a kind of a winter cap on right now. I'm on YouTube. Just wanted to point out the winter cap because I look quite weird and strange with it on, but it's comfortable. I have longer hair now, so it kind of keeps everything going. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about my NFL picks for week 4. The guys are recording later tonight. I cannot make it. Andy and I are going to be recording Alien Earth tomorrow, which is Thursday night. So kind of do one night a week is kind of my rule so I can kind of be with the fam and do all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to be talking NFL and wow, what a week in the NFL it was, my friends. Had a lot of fun watching NFL football this weekend, and we had a lot of different games, a lot of high scoring games. Do I understand who is a good team and who is a bad team right now? The answer to that question would probably be no. I know the Bills are a good team. Okay. I know the Eagles are a good team. And then there's other teams in the NFL. Oh, I know the Lions can have a good defense when they want to towards the end of the game, but they'll also allow 30 points in that same game, mostly before halftime. So I'm trying to understand what's going on in the NFL. Maybe some of those points were a little later in the Ravens game, but you catch my drift. There's a lot of ups and downs. For instance, are the Bears 31-14 better than the Cowboys, or are the Cowboys not a great team and the Bears had a good day? I guess we'll see. There are a lot of young quarterbacks. There are a lot of teams with new coaches, new offensive and defensive coordinators. And I think this is definitely a transitional time in the NFL. You have a perennial winner, the Chiefs, not looking so good, barely winning, in my estimation, right? You have some teams like the Rams who continue to be good, but are they great? Are they going to get over that hump? Maybe go to the old Supre Bowl? Who knows? The Colts, what's going on with Daniel Jones? No, I'm not going to call him Daniel Indiana Jones. I will still call him Danny Dimes. That's who he is. He's Danny Dimes now and forever. Is that team really that good? I don't know. Me and Ando thought that their coach Steichen was going to be the first one fired. Right, Ando, if you're listening? So there's just a lot of questions going on. And I preface that because my picks were horrible last week. I came out swinging, boys and girls. I was 13-3. Well, now Heath has overtaken me. I don't want to give away. The guys will go through. You'll have to listen to the cast to find out. But I can tell you that I was in fact 4-12. So 2 weeks ago, in the opening week, I was 13-3. Then I was 5-11. Now I'm 4-12. I'm getting worse, and I need to get better. And the way I need to get better is I need to take a little time. I need to think it through, and I need to really consider the point spread as well. I think I'm going too much for who I think is going to win. I'm not thinking about the point spread. So I'm going to do my best. Let's see. Oh, okay. Ando is watching. Hi, Ando. I haven't updated the. Oh, Ando is literally updating the odds. So I'm going to give it a second. I think Ando's doing it for me, even though he's in a tractor on in the fields. Amazing dude. Solo wanted to join, but he's got some maintenance going on at his house. So it looks like Ando's already done some updating. So I'll keep talking a little bit while Ando does this. I'll go back to last week's games. You know what? Actually, I'll use this opportunity to do something that I wanted to do tonight on Around the Couch, which is go on a slightly extended, not too long monologue about my New York Jets. And I know Manny will enjoy this and probably no one else. But I will talk a little bit about my team. Obviously, we came off of 2 years of Aaron Rodgers, which was a failed experiment. It didn't work. We don't need to go into the reasons why. They tried, it didn't work. We're moving on, right? That's what you do. You move on to the next week, you move on to the next season. Got a new coach, Aaron Glenn. I watched Aaron Glenn be drafted. I saw most of his games live in Giants Stadium before MetLife was invented or even thought of, or a dream in the wink of an eye of Woody Johnson or his son Brock. Um, so hometown favorite, fiery guy, Parcells guy, not the best in communicating with the beat guys and the journalists, but he has their respect. Obviously, we are 0-3. Um, almost won. Bucks 29, Jets 27. Tyrod Taylor starting because Justin Fields has a concussion. Scored 21 points in the fourth quarter, including an amazing Will McDonald, the fourth, uh, field goal block. Blocked it, picked it up. We've all seen it. It was play of the day in my estimation, though Red Zone had it as number two. It was a close game, but Baker Mayfield pulled it out. Our defense was not able to hold. And that is the second time that happened because it happened in the first game with Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers, in which we almost won. The Bills game was a total blowout. The Bills are, if not the best, the second best team in the NFL. I have no problem saying that. I've watched the Bills. Callum knows well. I love the Bills. I root for them. Of course, I'm going to root for the Jets more, but I don't have a disdain for them, even though they're in my division, like I did for at different points the Miami Dolphins when Dan Marino was the quarterback, who I hated fucking Dan Marino, though he is amazing. And but I always loved Jim Kelly, and I rooted for the Bills in all the Super Bowls. And I root for Josh Allen and the Bills. I do. I love watching them. And then when they play the Jets, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, this guy's fucking an ant. If we had Josh Allen, man, we would have fucked it up. Anyway, long story short, this is where I stand on the Jets. Solo said in the beginning of the year, he got a little mad at me even. It's like, you're playing this game fully. You're just happy to see your team do play well. Oh, you don't care if they win. You're just, you're a good fan. And you know what? He was right. I took it to heart. I kind of pushed back, but I had to think about it. Say, you know what? I should be fucking pissed. I want my team to win. I want to be invested in it. And then they got demolished by the Bills. And I said to myself, okay, maybe Solo was right, but gotta maybe slightly, let's go back in. This is like what they never did to the Constitution. Let's amend that motherfucker, okay? We're gonna amend this, which is realistically speaking, and a lot of the beat writers, podcasts I listen to, Turn on the Jets, Badlands, love all those guys. Locked on Jets, a lot of different folks out there. Cool Your Jets, a lot of podcasts I listen to. Jet Nation, I could go through them all. I listen to every fucking Jets podcast. This is the first year. The Lions sucked, right? A lot of teams, they come in, the coach comes in, new era, they suck, right? They got to work out the kinks. I accept that. And I do want my team to play well. And I'm happy with how they played against the Bucks. I'm happy that there was a special teams touchdown, even though we have no takeaways in 3 games. Um, besides that, there on defense, I should say. But there is a certain level of respect you still have to have, right? So going into a game against the Dolphins this week, going into a stretch of games that we should win, I want the team to win. And we should win this game against the Dolphins. And if the Jets don't win this game against the Dolphins, they need to make some more changes. And this week they did make changes. Muji went out there and made a trade, brought in some players off practice squad, signed a few players, demoted some people. So I like that, right? We got to make some moves. Let's see if that translates to on the field. You also have the fact that Justin Fields got injured, which derails the whole idea, everything you were building in the offense in the offseason. But really, a lot of the problems have been on the defense because the team hasn't had two, I mean, against the Bills, but these 2 games against the Steelers and the Bucks haven't had problems scoring points. They've been able to score some points. The offense has been able to move the ball. Unfortunately, Brees is a disappointment. I love you, Brees. I love you. Oh man, the way he was moving when he was a rookie, he got injured, just never got it back. And then this season against Pittsburgh, he looked good. I'm going to give him. I got to give him some. I'm going to give him some room here and some latitude. But quite frankly, it seems obvious that they're not going to sign him in the offseason and they're going to either try to draft or go with or pick up a free agent as far as running backs go, which I kind of agree with, unfortunately, at this point, because he's not even catching the ball. And I don't know, is that this scheme was that something that they were trying to work out with Justin Fields or I don't know. It's very early. I am invested. Manny, I don't think we should give up hope. I have a lot of hope. I really love Aaron Glenn. I want him to work on his skills, the way he is reacting to certain things, because I think he's getting himself into a little bit of trouble. I mean, come on, it's New York. We know. He says one thing and they got to write a million fucking articles and they got to fill space, right? And you got to fill airtime. So his personality becomes part of the story, which it really shouldn't. Unfortunately, though, I think he's kind of playing into that a little bit, where Parcells did learn how to joke a little bit more, have a little bit more of a sense, even though he got pissed off, though, what am I talking about? Parcells was always pissing. So that's never going to change. I don't give a fuck about it anyway. I love Aaron Glenn. He can say whatever he wants. I know. It's just I listen to a lot of the beat reporters and a lot of the podcasts and I read a lot. It would just make it easier maybe to not have to hear that bullshit. though that really shouldn't be his responsibility. But then again, he is an NFL head coach. And those head coaches who know how to navigate that a little bit better do have an easier time of it. And in a sense, it does attract, I think, a certain, when it comes to free agents, people who want to play in New York with a team. I don't know. I think it does end up mattering. But what really matters is what's on the field. And I have been happy with things I've been seeing on the offense. We obviously need a second receiver. Maybe somebody Taylor, somebody is going to pop up, and is it going to be Breeze who and fill that role? But it doesn't seem like we really have that person as a wide receiver. There's only Garrett Wilson. It's every time anybody, it doesn't, if it's Tyrod or Justin Fields, like I could be looking away. If he goes back to throw, I'll be like, oh, I hope Garrett catches it because that's the only person he's throwing to, which I don't mind. I love it. And he needs to work too because he needs to become better. He got a little stunted with with our, with our friend Aaron Rodgers. But anyway, all right. That ends my long 15-minute Jets diatribe. That was all for you, Manny, and for any other person who cares about the Jets. And thank you, Andy, for updating the lines while you're in a fucking tractor in a beautiful in the fields of gold. Anyway, odds are updated, he said. I'm going to rate live on the podcast. Thank you, Ando. You are the best. There you go. And of course, oh, look, it did say Ando. A lot of times it says end though. All right, let's get to the picks, folks. We had a, like I said, a really fun week, but what is really going on? I'm going to try to decipher it. Let's see if I can talk it through. Starting out on Thursday Night Football tomorrow night, which, by the way, the Prime Video app and the Prime Video interface for Thursday Night Football is so fucking bad. If you don't watch it live, now I want to warn everyone out there, if you don't watch it live and you open the app and you start late, the fucking thing opens up and shows the score to you. It spoils you, right? You have to put your hand, like I'm trained like a moron to put my hand over the phone, open it up, don't look, hit continue, and then, or restart or whatever. It's so annoying. It's so annoying watching Thursday Night Football. And even just to fast forward through the commercials and everything, it doesn't work right. They really need to work on that. Or maybe I don't know. Am I going to be forced to watch this live? Maybe that's what they're trying to force you to do. Anyway, Seahawks at the Cardinals. Another two teams that, come on. What was with that game last week with the Seahawks? 44-13 over the Saints. Is Sammy D that good? I have no idea. Then again, the Cardinals losing by 1 point off of crazy plays again to the 49ers, 16-15. But otherwise, they looked pretty good weeks before. Their defense, I guess, looked pretty good too. You know what? It's Seahawks minus 1.5. I'm going to go with the Cardinals and take the points. So I have to write in here each time. Cards. Next up, Sunday morning football. I guess that's what Ando has it. SMF. I was like Smurf. Remember that show on Showtime? It was like, what was it again? Stilf or something? I don't know. Anyway, Smilf. Sunday morning football, live from my homeland, my home country, Ireland, where the real fields of gold are. I think that's with Sting. I don't know. With Sting, you never know what he's talking about. You know, he's hard to read. Sting. Am I still on the? Am I still on video? Is this still going on? I don't even know what's going on. Andy's the only one watching. Andy, do you like my hat? Wait, look at this. I got to go down a little bit. All right, you can tell I'm alone. I'm talking to myself to fill airtime here. We got the Vikings at the Steelers. This is tangential around the couch bowl because A. Hustler used to be a fan of the Steelers and he no longer is. So I'm not going to count this. Um, the Vikings obviously looked better uh, last week, and that was because they had Carson Wentz playing quarterback. And when I say look better, I mean they destroyed the hapless Bengals without Joe Burrow, 48-10. The Steelers have been chugging along. They're not great. The defense is strong. The offense is Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw a pass over 6 yards. This is a real tough one here. The Vikings minus 2.5, which means they'd have to win by more than a field goal. And I think that they can. So I'm going to go with the Vikes here. Next up, we have the Commies at the Falcons. Commies, another backup quarterback, Mariota. Come on, Mariota? I thought this guy didn't even care about football. Last time we checked in on him in that television show, he was so checked out. But I guess he's back in. I mean, the guy is a talented athlete. They fucking kicked some ass right there. And, we're able to come out. I'm trying to find the actual score of the game. Oh, 41-24 against the otherwise hapless Raiders. Brett's Falcons, which, whew, oh boy, growing pains, growing pains. Falcons minus 1.5. It's at Atlanta. I know people are seeing a bounce back for the Falcons, but I think Jaden Daniels might be. Is he coming back? Can Mariota do it 2 weeks in a row? I got to go with the commies here. I'm going to take the points. I think I'm saying that right. Saints at Bills. Bills minus 15.5. It's not even worth talking about this game. That's too many points. I love you, Callum. I love the Bills. I love you, Josh Allen, but I have to take the Saints. I know they're awful, but that's just too many points because I just don't even feel like the Bills are going to care about beating them by that much. So they'll let them score at the end of the game or something. That's ridiculous. Browns at Lions. Lions 10 points. That Lions defense, holy shit. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone contain Lamar. And you know what? Lamar's looking thick, isn't he? He gained some muscle. His neck looks thicker, his arms. I never saw anyone contain Lamar like that and run him down, but they still scored 30 points. And the Browns have been we don't talk enough about the Browns. Grandpa James is a listener to this podcast. DVR OG, numero uno. We got to talk a little bit more about the Browns. I think one of the reasons we don't talk about the Browns is because, I mean, they've been through it. Come on. Deshaun Watson, the Shador stuff, everything. I mean, Flacco. I'm not even sure who's starting. Yet somehow they beat the Packers. I did not have an opportunity to watch much of this game. But judging from the box score, which has the Packers up 10-0 going into the fourth quarter, and then the Packers basically, let's see, they had a Judkins 1 yard run and two field goals to take the victory. One drive, I don't know what to think of the Browns. And as far as the Lions go, yeah, I think that they're going to be ready to stomp. 10 points is a lot, though. So you know what? I'm listening to myself. I'm going with the points. I will take the 10 points and I'll pick the Browns. Panthers at Patriots. The Panthers. They won, but it was not like an offensive juggernaut there. And I still don't think they're a very good team. They're still working it out. That's okay, right? young QB trying to rebuild. Patriots, Drake May. Patriots not doing as well as people thought this season, not very Vrabel like, a lot of people are saying. But again, it's the fourth game. 5.5 points is a lot of points, especially the way the Patriots have been playing. I'm going with the Panthers. Chargers at Giants. Chargers -6. Jackson Dart starting for the Giants. Chargers playing very well, 3-0, but prone to getting fucked over or fucking themselves up, more like it, which is a story of so many NFL teams, including my Jets, unfortunately. 6 points seems like a lot of points. I know I'm being conservative this week, but I'm trying. Maybe I am AIing breading this too much, but I'm going with the Giants here. You know what? Jackson Dart, let me tell you something, folks. That kid, not only is it spelled Jaxson or something like that, it has an X in it, which automatically I'm like, okay. And he wears that diamond necklace. This kid is, I don't know if he can play, but he's funny. And where do the Giants get these quarterbacks from? Right? Like, what'd you have? What was that guy's name again? Chicken nuggets or tenders? A Danny Dime? Where do they get these quarterbacks? This is New York. This is what the Jets don't have, that kind of panache. Instead, we get Sam Darnold and fucking Zach Wilson. Like, at least, why didn't we trade for like Jameis? Get Jameis. You know what I'm saying? They have him. Come on, you can't get more panache than Jameis. I don't know what's going on anyway. Russell Wilson has he started his last game? No, he'll play forever. I see Russell, he has no problem being a backup or going from to another team. Um, I took the Giants, by the way. Eagles at Bucks. Eagles -3.5. You know what? I don't give a fuck. This is where it ends, Eagles. Baker fucking Mayfield. Taking the Bucks and the points. Titans at Texans. Texas -7.5. You know what? What? Why are you giving Texans 7 points? I don't know if the Texans deserve those 7 points. Are we tired of talking about the Texans already? Or when are they going to be good? When are they going to get back to what they were? Hey, you know what I have to say? This is the NFL, baby. I'm going to be like Solo, Frank TJ Mackey. Respect the win. I'm going with the Titans. They suck too, but that's too many points. Colts at Rams. Oh, baby. Is this when it stops? Danny Dimes coming into McVay world. What's gonna happen? Colts at Rams. I'm going with what? What did you say? No, do not whisper Danny Dimes into my ear, Satan. I will not. What? No, I no, I know. McVay. Yes, I know. Yes, I get it. Clean cut. The beautiful Los Angeles Rams. Who should it be? Who should I listen to? Satan or an angel? I will listen to Satan. Um, I'm going to take the Colts, but I think the Rams are going to win. All right. Which is impossible because it's -3.5. I don't know. I'm very bad at math, but I'm taking the Colts. I'm going to rethink that one. Jaguars at 49ers. 49ers -3.5. Excuse me. The Jags beat the Texans last week. Are they for real? The Jags, are they coming, are they gelling together? I don't know. Let's see. Let's do a little deep dive on the Jaguars. Well, they lost to the Bengals 31-27, and that was without the Bengals did not have Burrow. And they started off the year by beating the Panthers 26-10. So 49ers, let's look at the 49ers, folks. They beat the Seahawks 17-13 in Seattle. Week 2, they beat the Saints 26-21 in New Orleans. Week 3, they came home and they beat the Cards 16-15. So wait, are the 49ers? Let's see, 4, I didn't even realize that the 49ers were one of the 3-0 teams. Wow, look at that. That totally passed me by. Sometimes you're looking around in the NFL and you don't realize that they're 3-0. Huh. Not very convincing 3-0 though. This is an interesting one for me. At 49ers, could this be their coming out party is what I'm thinking. Hmm. This is a tough one. These ones are getting tougher now. I'm gonna go 3.5. I'm gonna go with the Jags on this. I'm gonna go with the Jags. And I'm gonna keep my Colts pick because I was right there with the math. I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes. Not actually I don't, but I said it on a podcast, so maybe it's true. Next up, we have the Ravens at the Chiefs. This is the game of the week. Clapping my hands. I cannot wait to watch this game. This is going to be fun. Ravens -2.5. All right, the Ravens coming in as favorites at a Chiefs home. That is interesting. Chiefs, of course, have won one game unconvincingly only at the end. Is their offense really clicking? Wow. And can their defense do anything against uh, Lamar after he got his ass handed to him and got sacked 7 times a couple nights ago? This is a tough one. I am 100% taking Lamarvelous. The Chiefs are coming through, and they are going to be the team with 3 losses because one of those teams is going to have 3 losses. Bears at Raiders. Could I care less about a game in the NFL being played this weekend? Possibly, but it's close. No, this is probably the game I care the least about. The Bears, I mean, the Raiders are literally still favored after the Bears had that very convincing victory over the Cowboys. That should tell you something. And also after the Raiders got killed at home by the Chargers. So this is a oh wait, well no, that was 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. The let's see, the Raiders got killed in Washington by the commies last week. So I mean, I don't know. The Raiders -1.5. I think I'm going to go with the Bears on this one. That's enough. I think they can win by 2. Sunday Night Football, Packers at Cowboys. Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers in this one. I think this is going to be a rout. I think there's a certain guy named Micah Parsons on the Packers now who is probably going to be saying hello to Dak Prescott a lot, as well as I don't know. Maybe they come out a little shaky, but I think in the end the Packers are gonna win this by more than 7 points, and I think it might be a bit of an embarrassment for the Cowboys. I'm sorry about that, Solo. You know I love you, baby. Speaking of embarrassment, Monday Night Football, why? The Jets versus the Dolphins. This should definitely be on at 10 a.m./1 p.m. on Sunday. This should not be the Monday Night Football game. Maybe Ravens Chiefs would have been a better choice. But then again, we've got 2 shitty Monday Night Football games for you folks. We've got the Jets at Dolphins and Bengals at Broncos, and the NFL is doing that stupid shit where one game starts like an hour after the other game. So they're both on at the same time, so you get spoiled or you go back and forth. Either way, they put the shittier of the two games, Jets at Dolphins, first. So if you want to stay up later and watch the hapless Bengals play an up and coming Broncos team, you can. My pick here is I'm going with my Jets. I think the Dolphins are not good. Yeah, they looked a little bit better last week. I think that I hope Justin Fields can come back. If not, I think Tyrod was maybe at least you can use some of the energy coming off of last week, almost winning. I like Tyrod. I am more excited to watch Justin Fields because of the running aspect, and I think that's what this offense was meant to do. So as long as Tyrod's in there, you're not running the real offense. And even though he does run a lot himself, but I'm going with the Jets here. Sorry, Lachlan. We'll hopefully watch this game together, and I hope that I stay in a better mood if the Dolphins win. Bengals at Broncos, 7.5. Yeah, sorry. Bengals are gonna have like the first pick in the draft. I don't think that they're pulling it out this season, folks. Their season is over. I am picking the Broncos. All right, those are my picks. It only took me 34 minutes, which is an extraordinarily long period of time, which means that around the couch should only be 15 minutes tonight. I got the Cards, Vikes, Commies, Saints, Browns, Panthers, Giants, Bucks, Titans, Colts, Jags, Ravens, Bears, Packers, Jets, Broncos. Am I taking some chances? I am. I'm taking 10 no, I'm not taking a lot of chances. I'm not. Why did I say that? I'm wrong. Sometimes when you're podcasting, you just start talking and you say something that's completely wrong. But I'm going safe this week. As I with the points, I'm taking points. I don't as far as like Bills Saints 15 and a half, I got the Saints, Lions Browns 10, I got the Browns. Only one I'm taking it looks like is the Chargers, the 6 points. I think they can overcome that. But everywhere else, I'm kind of being a little bit safer. And I think it's going to be an Oh, and the Broncos. What am I talking about? Because the Bengals suck, and that is a divisional game. I think there's going to be Wait, is that isn't? Wait, are they in the same division? No, they're not. No, they're not in the same division. Wait, the Broncos. Wait, are the Broncos in the? This is where everyone's going to. They are in the same division. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's the North and the West. Were they ever in the same division? Was it just the Colts? Some teams always confuse me because the Colts used to be in the AFC East. What was the other? Because I got to go back and look at that. No, wait, what was that one team? Was it which team? Didn't one team go from the? This is where I wish I had the guy. I'm just going to sound like an idiot. I'll talk about it with the guys. Anyway, I made a mistake. Not a divisional game, but an old rivalry, I should say. This is what I probably think that way because of the old games back in the day, like Boomer versus Elway and shit like that. Anyway, and they both have orange in them too. It's another thing. But that's all I got. I should check to see, actually, since I've been on the YouTube this entire time, has anyone commented on anything I've said? Is there any comments? Does Andy have anything to say? Let me check my phone before I go. Nope. Ando says, haha, they're updated now. There are 4 people watching. Oh, okay. All right, Ando. Ando made some comments. Well, I hope those people weren't watching when I made some mistakes. But anyway, I want to tell you folks that I very much enjoyed doing this by myself, but I will be back with the boys next week, hopefully. Some good games, you know? You know what I can do now, though, since I'm here yapping? I can do my thing when I look at when they timed these games. Vikings, Steelers, maybe I'll get up for that a little bit. But the early games, Commanders, Falcons, Chargers, Giants, Titans, Texans, Eagles, Bucks, That's the best early game. Then you got Panthers, Pats, Saints, Bills, Browns, Lions. Then the later games are Ravens, Chiefs, Bears, Raiders, Colts, Rams, Jags, 49ers. Colts, Rams is good. Ravens, Chiefs is good. Jags 49ers is interesting too. There, you know what? There's actually better, there's three interesting games late and in the earlier stage, I guess Commanders Falcons is pretty interesting, but Eagles Bucks is really so Eagles Bucks, Ravens Chiefs are the games of the week, I would say. Kind of who is where we're really going here and could kind of speak to the power balance in the NFL. Very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, folks, I'm going to end it here. Half hour. Ando, I hope you're safe out there. Out there in the fields. That's all I got for that song. I was never really a Who fan, I have to be honest with you. I'm a big Beatles guy, and when it comes to like Beatles, Stones, The Who, like any of those 60, I'm just really never really got into The Who, never really got into the Rolling Stones. Like I've heard their music, I've listened to a lot of it. I tried, but just not my jam. Beatles, instant. I'm like a Beatles aficionado. I know a lot, so many dumb Beatles facts. I love the Beatles. Anyway, that's me, baby. Time to say goodbye. Take off the Scully cap. Might be squeezing my brain a little bit too much. I am going to ask the boys whether they want me to post this with the pod, before the pod, after, whatever. But it's been very fun. Talk to you all later. Let me see if I can remember how to end this when I'm the only one on it, because it'll just end the Zoom itself.